So for a while now, I felt like time is catching up to me. I'm young, right? Before social media, you already had, you know, other forms of entertainment, as well as your family and just people around you in general that don't even know you half the time, telling you exactly what you need to be doing, what you should be doing, where you should be in life according to them, right? And it's funny because it's always vague. You should be successful already. You should be rich already. And it's like, are you? Because half the time, the people that are like telling you that aren't even halfway there in life. Some of them are. And even then, they don't have a right. They shouldn't feel entitled to be telling you where you should be in life. Because every journey is a journey, right? Every journey is its own journey. As corny as that sounds, because that's so cliche, man. Everybody tells you the same thing, but there are some things that are very cliche that are also very true, and that is one of them. It's fortunate and unfortunate because sometimes it takes certain people a lot longer than they would like to get to where they want to be, and that's very discouraging. Because if you've been at, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, and you've been at it for years, years, and years, you're going to feel so bad about yourself when you see other people with similar goals reaching them before you do. It is awful to see that because you don't want to feel envious. You don't feel envious. And you're still feeling though like, damn, I've been at this for a while. Why can't I do it? I've been trying to build up good karma and all this stuff. But it just doesn't happen sometimes that fast for everybody. And it just sucks because being in your teens, you're young, but you still have people in school telling you should already be looking at college, you should already be doing this, this, and that. You get to college, and you have people telling you should already know exactly what you're studying for. You should already know the career that you're going for. Do not waste time. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. And then you graduate, or you don't, whatever. You get out of college, you are working now, and people at your job are telling you, either you shouldn't be here, you're too good for this, stop wasting time, find something, do something, go back to school, do this, do that, or you should be in a different position, come on. Like, it's just, no matter where you are in life, it's never going to be good enough for anybody, especially not for yourself, really, because we want what's best for us. But by telling us not to waste time all those years, people don't realize that we inevitably end up wasting time regardless, because instead of focusing on instead of focusing on the journey and getting to where we want to get, discovering ourselves sooner rather than later so we can get to where we need to get, or where we are destined to get, or where we want to get at some point before we get to a certain age, or at least I should say sooner than later. Instead, we're wasting time trying to live up to this norm that all these other people have built, that all these other people wish that they would have lived by, because that's an excuse for them to think, oh man, I don't have the resources, but if I had lived by this norm, I would have been amazing. But they're not. So why are we going to take advice from people that aren't? Take advice from the people that are. Take advice from the people that you look up to, that you want to be like, that you want to resemble in some sort of way, whether it's career-wise. Always be your own person, but whether you look up to them personality-wise for something, their confidence, their intelligence, something like that, something that isn't totally vain. It's like, at that point, okay, like, take advice from the people that you look up to, not the people that are shit-talking you for no reason, for their own insecurities. Don't take advice from the people around you that haven't gotten to a point in their life that you would be proud of saying that you're at, by that time. Those people are usually just talking out of insecurities. Half the time, it's backhanded anyways. So, just don't give them a reaction. People want a reaction, whether it's good or bad. Don't give them a reaction at all. And people just realize they don't care, and that's just how it is. Don't care, focus on you. Time is running out, yes. We're only getting older, yes. When you're in your teens, you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm almost 20. When you're in your 20s, oh my God, I'm almost 30. When you're in your 30s, oh my God. When you're 25, I'm halfway to 50. When you're in your 30s, I'm halfway to 60 something. When you're in your 40s, I'm almost 50. When you're in your 50s, I'm 50. I'm halfway to 100. It's like, you know, and then when you get to 60s, it's like I'm like 10 to 20 years from the average lifespan ending, for my lifespan probably ending. And it's like, my God, like, no matter what, if we're gonna keep focusing on how much time we have left, how little time we have left, how much time we wasted, but instead we could focus on what we want to do with the time that we actually have right now. Because yes, I have this impending thing in my mind. I've always had this, like, this vendetta against 30-year-olds, because I don't want to get to 30, because for some reason in my head I've always built this limit. I always try to say that the sky is the limit and further up, but the thing is that I want to get to everything before I turn 30, and then I'm rushing myself and just stressing myself out, instead of allowing myself to take the space and time to create what I can create, the best that I can create, and then get to where I need to get naturally and gradually. And that'll inevitably, when I stop worrying about having to get there by a certain time, probably inevitably will end up getting me there even sooner than I could have imagined, because I'm focusing on the grind instead of focusing on how much time I have left and stressing myself out and using that energy, because everything in you requires energy. Everything you do requires energy. And if you're stressing yourself out, that's a lot of mental energy that you need to be able to use to focus on what you want. Stop focusing on how much time you have left, on how little time you have left. Instead, focus on, damn, if I really feel like I have this little amount of time left, what would I want to do with that? Do I want to eventually just die exactly where I'm at? No. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to pass and just be where you're at right now and think, damn, I never gave it my all. Because I'm telling you, I don't know what it's like to be on a deathbed, but I can guarantee you, I think that it would definitely feel 100 times worse dying with regrets of never giving it a shot to do what you wanted to do, because then you'll never know if you could have done it or not. At least if you did fail, you can say, I tried it, and I don't get to go out of this earth with that feeling of regret that I never did. I can at least say, I tried that shit. I got the balls to do that. You know, I had the balls to do that shit. I didn't give a fuck what no one thought. I didn't care. I didn't care what the people around me, how many people laughed at me, how many people called me cringe. I didn't care. I did it. And I might have not been able to have done what I wanted to do with it, but I did that shit. And I'm not going to go away feeling regrets of not doing anything that I ever wanted to experiment with, try, you know? And so just do it. Do it. Focus on what you want to do with the time that you have left. Because if it's impossible for you to not think about how little time you have left, at least take that and transform it into something positive. The most positive thing you can, you know? Because something like that isn't positive. We're all going to leave at some point, and that's just it. We're all going to be gone at some point. That's just it. But regardless, why would we take that life that we have now and not try to make the best of it? It's hard. Anxiety gets in the way. Depression gets in the way. Family issues, personal issues, relationships, friendships, lack of motivations for so many other reasons. We eventually burn out. You know, we have so much motivation that we give our all into something, burn out, and then afterwards we don't know what to do. There's just so many things that get in the way because the world is the world. But as hard as that is, unfortunately, the harsh reality of it all is the fact that the world isn't going to stop for us. And if we stop caring for ourselves, for our path, for our journey, then we're just going to be left behind. And as long as we keep moving gradually, and like I said, we can take breaks for self-care. We can do that. We can take our time. But the only way you're going to be wasting time is if you're focusing on anything that doesn't benefit you and your future in some way. Don't always think that way. Don't use people. However, do not surround yourself around people that make you feel crazy for thinking and having the dreams that you do, or that make you lose that sense of motivation in whatever way it is, whether they're degrading your dreams or belittling you, making backhanded comments, and in turn you're kind of like feeling bad about yourself and everything you're doing and starting to question your own talent and ability. Do not let people, anybody, whether it's your mother, whether it's your sister, your sibling, whether it's your uncle, whether it's the pastor at your church, whether it's your professor, your therapist, whether it's anybody besides you, just care about what you feel. Take the time that you have left. Run with it. Make the most of it. Have fun. Don't chase superficial stuff. Don't have that be the end goal of things, because I have to work on that a lot, because I want a lot of money. I want a big house. I want my dream car. I want a dog, and I want to be able to never, ever, ever have to worry about money again. Because right now, I'm in debt. Right now, I'm in my mid-20s, but I feel like I'm drowning. And it's not a good feeling. And it brings in a lot of bad thoughts, but that's just it. We just gotta keep dreaming. I want to be able to chase what I love more than chase what I don't, because it's what someone else told me to. I'd rather disappoint the people around me doing what I want to do, what I think is best for my soul, than gain their approval, but lose myself along the way. Time is catching up to us. Time is catching up to you. Time is catching up to me. Time is catching up to everybody. We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same timeline right now. We are. So take that as you may. We're all in this. We're all going to end up the same. So the only difference is what we do until then. You want to have a really fun roller coaster ride, or do you want it to just be this dull, boring thing? I don't like boring. I'm sure you don't like boring. So it is what it is. Keep chasing your dreams, keep doing you, and keep chasing your dreams, keep doing you, and just keep chasing your dreams and keep doing you. Keep practicing gratitude, practicing selflessness, and remind yourself before you do certain things, and remind yourself to think before you do. And remind yourself to think about things before you do them. And just remember to go easy on yourself, because no one else is going to go easy on you. So just remember, go easy on yourself, because no one else is going to. So learn to be kind to yourself. Sometimes it's the only form of kindness that we're going to truly receive on a day-to-day basis. So keep grinding, and I'll see you soon.